Oh, that's sick. Oh, one's on.
There we go.
That's not an outtake. That's the intro to the video.
On this episode of Grassroots Garage, we've got Steve's tough as 1965 black bag Buick Riviera.
That's good. All right, I'm going for it. Here we go. Welcome to Grassroots Garage. We've got this stunning Buick behind us. It's Steve's car. Steve, thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Tell us about your car.
1965 Buick Riviera. 1 of 1 year, clamshell headlights, mostly restored, slowly getting along. Not many in the country, I guess, especially a rare commodity in black. We've owned it for now just gone 5 years. I bought it through Shannon's, and the gentleman bought it in from the States and fully restored it here when it arrived.
Nice. Was it your panel beater?
No, it was actually done by an elderly gent. So there's actually a lot of hand filing, and I've got all the bare metal photos of it, so there's actually no bog in it. Yeah, they did it full old school.
Like, you imagine counting up the hours and then going, right, $80 an hour.
Oh, it'd be monumental. Yeah. Absolutely monumental. So, but yeah, a bit of a backstory if you really like.
Please, yes.
So Dave, the gentleman I bought it off, he flew into LA. The story he tells me, he flew into LA and wanted to drive to New York. So found this, paid $1,500 for it. Obviously a lot different as you see today. And drove to New York, went across the country, left it in a mate's barn, came home to Australia, and he said a couple of years later he got the bug to go back the other way.
Oh yeah.
So he flew back into New York and drove back to LA.
Wow.
Got evacuated from Hurricane Katrina in it.
Yeah.
So kicked out of New Orleans. And fell in love with it and brought it home from LA.
Oh, that's gangster.
And the rest is history.
So it's been right the way across twice.
Yeah, it went right across the state. So genuine 7,000 miles, probably only been around 12, 15 times. So, so 65 was obviously the one with the opening clamshell headlights. They only made it for 1 year. The 66 went to the later shape. Yeah. So 63 and 64 actually had the headlights cut into the grille.
Got ya.
It had twin headlights in the grille. It was static. It was 3-inch drop from factory on springs that I did when I bought it, and it drove terribly. And I parked it for like 5 months because it broke my heart. I didn't like driving it.
Yeah, okay.
And then we decided to go airbags. Nice. So now it drives like it's on a cloud.
Yeah, how good is that? Which is what it's like, it's not a race car, mate, it's a cruiser.
Yeah.
Oh, magic, yeah.
So, yeah, actually relatively easy to do too. Oh, yeah? Like I did it purely myself with the help of my car club, the Death Dodgers.
Yeah, nice.
So shockwave front, nearly bolts in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very, very minimal work to complete the front, and the back actually bolts in as well.
Oh, magic.
So, not exactly rocket science.
Yeah, that's sick. All right, we'll do the headlights.
Yep.
And then we'll do pop the bonnet, pop the boot, we'll go around those bits. We'll do the interior before getting further.
Can we not do boot?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
The boot's terrible. Yeah. The bonnet's original.
We'll yeah, that's mad. So just tell us about this interior.
Yeah, so from what I can tell and what I was told, it's all as it was.
Yep.
It hasn't had trim yet. It is sort of on the one day it'll get done. This is my forever car.
Nice.
It's left to my son in my will.
Yeah,
so
nice. Yeah.
So my son, who's 4.
Yeah, that's it. Unlimited budget. What are you doing in this interior?
When I think of it, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
I've literally never thought of it.
Okay.
I love it as it is.
I mean, it doesn't need to be done right now, does it?
I love it as it is.
Yeah.
I love the old school with the buttons. I love the 4 bucket seats. You know, I guess new door cards probably make me a little bit happier.
But see, for me, right, as this sits, right, knowing that we went all the way across America and all the way back, and like this thing here might have done that, dropping something.
That's why I don't.
On Route 66, who knows where, you know.
Yep.
But I love.
That's why I don't want to change it.
You know, yeah, for me, that's what I'm all about. Is like authentic. Tell me about your first car.
My first road registered car was a Daihatsu Charade, big block 1.3 litre Fury.
Yes.
But I actually had an E8 Ute before that. That was sold to correct my behaviour as a child.
Yes. Yep. So give us a bit more car history. Let's go through some of the other cars over the years.
Yeah. So it was hard. It was all downhill after the Charade. So we went to we had the VL. I had a manual VL SL.
We're going to pause on the VL. Tell me about this, because it was good enough to catch the eye of your beautiful wife. So tell me about this stunning VL.
Oh mate, it was 2002 in a nutshell. It had 16-inch chrome wheels. Lowered king springs, big cannon exhaust.
Nice.
It was just an all white.
Did you sit the seat like way too far back and sort of drive like this?
I'm 6'4", man. It goes without saying.
Got it.
I do that anay.
Yeah. That's bad. All right. So after the VL, where do we go from there?
VL, we actually changed sides. We went to 300 ZX. So Z32 Targa top, non-turbo. I was P-plater.
Nice.
Then into HSVs, played with a whole lot of clubbies. A Celica gets slipped in there somewhere at some point. GT Ford bonnet, fully 6 Celica.
Nice.
I've lost count. That many Commodores, that many, just everything.
Nice.
Anything on everything. So
that's mad. All right. So what's next for the Buick?
I really want to get stuck into the boot. We'll tidy the boot up. There's a 15-inch woofer in it and stuff. Probably go back to 212s and do a bit of a boot install. And then probably it's going to be under the bonnet, I think. That's where we'll head next, I think. Nice. Just as a general tidy. I don't want to lose originality, but we'll tidy it up a bit.
What were they from factory? Can we pop the bonnet now? Yeah. What were they? How did they lift from factory?
They were vacuum operated.
And
it was horrible.
Yeah. So you've changed them so the air's gone. How do they work now?
So now it has a Lincoln door motor.
Gang.
The guy actually, Dave changed it in America because the lights failed.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably the only part of it that I'm not overly happy about, not being GM.
So 407?
401.
401.
So it's got a nailhead in it.
So it's not a very common size motor, is it? 401.
No. It's hilarious because Dad's GDO's got a 400 in it, and I always remind him that I'm 1 cube bigger.
That 1
because it is all about size.
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Thus being the number plate too, because he has GDO 400, so I have Riv 401.
Nice. Love that. That's mad. So what is it like? Motor? It's called a 401, a Buick 401.
Yeah. So it's called a Nailhead.
And all right.
It's actually what it's called. Okay. So I had big plans for this when I bought it. I wanted to do big extractors and big carburetors and stay under the bonnet. I don't have the heart. The bonnet's beautiful. I would never cut the bonnet. Yeah. But I wanted to really get it to rock it on a little bit better.
Yeah, okay.
But I didn't have the heart. It's all been in there for 50 plus years. Yeah. And it works exceptionally well. It starts first time every time. And I thought if I start mucking with it, I'm going to break it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to go back to the spring days. So I left it.
Beautiful. Here we go. We can gloss over this one because that'll be quick. So if I gave you an unlimited budget, what does this car look like?
Not actually much different to how it sits now, which is quite funny to say. Interior would probably be done. I think I'd do trim. And then literally what I already want to do. But as far as exterior wise, not a lot of difference.
Nice.
I love it as it is. So it'll stay true to itself.
Yeah. All right. Same unlimited budget. We've got the Buick at home. You've got the big shed. You've got the hoists at home. You've got it all there. What's sitting next to the Buick?
That is one of the hardest questions ever. Just give me one of everything. Jeez. I wouldn't know where to start. I'd have a choice of exotic. I'd have a choice of daily. There'd be some sort of AMG as a daily that, you shouldn't drive as a daily. Nice. I honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just give me one of everything and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Thank God for power steering.
Yeah. I mean, because of the pillarless doors, it's a perfect. I was just filming out here, and it's this massive, big, beautiful open space to film
Beautiful
out of.
window just to shoot out of.
What got you into cars originally?
I really didn't get given much of a choice. I'm pretty sure I came home in a Galant or a Pontiac or something, but it started from a really, really young age. Dad had cars in the backyard my whole life. I started tinkering with cars at about 9, and it just got worse from there. So I work with cars now. It's just literally my hobby is cars. My part-time gets spent with my car friends. It just took over my whole life.
Nice, very nice. Do we want to do a little bit? Do you want to tell us? We might get you both to sit for the Death Dodgers thing. Just dolls, okay.
Well, she's a doll, and I'm a
doll.
I'm a Dodger.
You're a Death Dodger. You're a Dodger's doll.
I'm a Dodger's
That's mad.
doll.
Just give us
I won
a bit
a
of
trophy at the Christmas concert. Daredevil Dodger.
Explain.
Explain. Mud run. So it's.
Oh yeah, mad.
Yeah, mud run. I had my trike. I was out there. I lost count 20 times on the mud, covered in head to toe in mud. Yeah. Tug of war on the ground, rolling in mud. Yeah.
Crash tackling
other Dodgers in the mud.
Other Dodger dolls.
Yeah. So I got the trophy. Yeah.
Got a 1985 Honda ATC 70 trike.
Yeah.
It's just a death machine.
Sick.
It's so good.
Yeah, tip them over like
it nearly rolled a few times.
Yeah, like there's photos of her actually like a motorcycle hanging
like
off the
two
side
wheels.
of it.
Yeah.
All the weight on one foot, riding it like she's on a sports bike. It's hilarious.
That's mad.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So give us a bit of like, what's the Death Dodgers? What is it?
So Death Dodgers started in the Hunter Valley, and one of the cool cats that's in our Western Sydney chapter started hanging out with them, and he really took to how and what they did. They wanted, might upset a few car clubs, but they wanted to go down the route of not so much of a stereotypical car club. They wanted to do a bit more of just a bunch of blokes getting together, hanging out, and wanting to work on each other's cars. Just really, really simplifying it and taking away a lot of the politics, I guess you'd say, when you think about any sort of car club. And that's what we do. So from there, Western Sydney started a chapter, and we try to obviously get the girls involved just as much as the guys. The girls have just as much fun, just as much activities. And they're the Dodger dolls. So it's a Death Dodger doll.
And it's very family orientated. Like the kids are there for everything. Like nearly all of them have kids that come to the Christmas party. So it's very family. Like we're just one big family. It's really
probably
good.
the best way to put it. Like it's all just a big family.
That's mad.
So it's just gets away from I guess normal and goes back to a very simplistic way. I love it.
Sounds fantastic. So that's it for this beautiful Buick Riviera. It's Steve's car. Steve, thanks for your time, man.
Absolute pleasure.
Legend.
What an awesome cruiser that car is. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to all the socials, get on board. Stay tuned for the next one.
I'm just going to follow you around.
Two things every black car owner needs: a blower and a chamois.
I'm gonna patent that. Put like a glass.
Black car life.
Yes. How good is it?